Variety is the spice of life in City Skylines, but sometimes I just love to have these visuals where buildings are basically all the same looking and feel like this little gated community. To achieve this, I draw a district, added the self-sufficient buildings from Green Cities DLC, and then I zoned 3x2 plot sizes here, land sizes, where only these buildings, here's another one, which is, let's put it on 3 speed. This can be historical, great. Now come back in here, do this, and this is a different building. We don't want that, so let's come in here. Let's wait until a building that is the same as this spawns in. And we can have these cool looking gated communities. Again, variety is the spice of life, specifically in City Skylines, but sometimes you just love this unified look. And there we go. Now just look at this. I do think sometimes we just need a bit of the same in City Skylines, looking really cool with this little gated community here, specifically with the walking path. I choose the same trees that are already on these assets here, and this looks great. Depending on your demand, it will go faster or it will take a few more minutes to spawn in the buildings, delete if it's not the one you want, and rinse and repeat until you get the same visuals. But I do think it is worth it sometimes to get these little neighborhoods that look just amazing. Okay, since we know walkability is key, what we can do, of course, is come in here and add your walking path. Your citizens will use it, but that's boring. So come in here, grab one of your parks. Let's go with a vanilla park. And the cool thing is it not only ups your land value, but your citizens will also use this not just to visit, but also, wow, that seagull was really low, but also to walk through it, to use this as a shortcut to go through neighborhoods. I have prepared something right here. I've put down the pond park, and added some walking paths in here as well. And once we can see, we have a lot of people that just came out of the bus. Now let's have a look. Let's just grab a random one going to the pond park, going to pond park. Okay, let's follow Stephanie here. Going to a convenience store. Let's see if that is through the park. It looks like it's through the park. Let's go. So Stephanie is choosing to walk through this park area here. We can speed that up actually. Going through here, and going through here. Yo, this is amazing. So look at that. Stephanie took the scenic route, went through the park, and then went to the convenience store. Give the people a big park to walk through, and you don't need to add the walking paths. You can just place your park like that, and the citizens will walk in and out on different sides here as well. Another thing I simply love to do at times is when I place a pedestrian walking path, let's just draw one right here. First of all, remember, now you see the lights are on the right side because I drew it this way. If we go this way, the lights will be on the left side. So always keep in mind what you want to do, what you want to create, where you want the lights to be, because the direction you draw the path will determine where the lights are placed. Now, this looks really cool. What I can do now maybe is go the opposite direction, and there we go. Now we have lights on either side. I think that looks really kind of cool. Now, what I like to do sometimes, next to, of course, putting trees in the middle here, because I just feel like these areas are made for it, is go into Parks and Plazas, search for the hedge, and these hedges come with Park Life DLC, so I like to grab one of these. And, ooh, walking path is already being used. Very nice. To make this look just ever so much nicer is grab your hedge, line it up with as best you can, of course.
Okay.
Line it up with the walking path. It's the same thing basically with fencing, right? We can do fences as well, but I just think it makes so much of a difference. And if you are really, really patient, grab your wild hedge here. If you had the prop line tool mod, of course, that would work so much better. But we are going vanilla with this gameplay all the way, because that is what I learned City Skylines. I started playing this game on PlayStation 4 back in 2018, I think. And so yeah, I didn't have access to any mods, so this was what I did every day. Placing trees, bushes in a row took some time, but honestly, look at this. It is so worth it. Now, of course, you only need to place a pedestrian walking path, and this will work fine. But come on, I mean, Jesus, this looks so good. And you can experiment with different variations, different props, whatever you want, trees alongside this. I just think it makes all the difference. It looks so good. So while we're talking about walkability, let's see how we can spice up these walking paths. Now, if we go and grab some of these park tiles here that are in the game, we can see that before the game tells us space occupied, we can go in about halfway to the walking path. Now that means, of course, we can spice up our walking paths before the collision starts to hit. Now look at that. And with some of the tips that we already had, we can come in, we can make these areas look truly amazing. There we go. Now I do think that makes all the difference. And the best part is that citizens actually just walk through it. Now they don't interact with the benches, of course, but we can spice it up even better. That is so amazing. One of my favorite things to do in terms of decorations, getting a walking path and having the citizens go through this is really great. So something that ties in with one of our last tips is creating or adding tiles over the pedestrian walking paths. We talked about these amazing little areas before on my channel where we basically added some really cool props, some really cool decals in order to get great areas going, have an amazing looking waiting area for the citizens, but the problem is that they will not use it. Now what we can do here is, though, with that tip from before, because we can come in here and actually hide this little walking path pretty good. And just like that, you can see citizens are already using this. All that is left that we can see from the walking paths are these two light poles, and obviously if we try to place something, it will tell us the space is already occupied. Now, we can go wild with decorating this. And here we go, some benches, some rocks, a few garbage cans, not too many of course, a gazebo, a fountain. The best part is if you hide a walking path underneath, your citizens will use it, and I think that is really, really amazing. It makes all the difference for these little areas. You don't even need the walking tours because citizens will prefer to walk on the walking path instead of the sidewalk. So sometimes our cities just need these wide avenues to get a good amount of traffic going through our city, but as we can see, sometimes if we spawn some buildings here, of course, there will be vans here that do deliveries, there will be residents wanting to go into the house. So what I sometimes like to do is if we have a stretch of road like this, what we can do, grab our avenue road that we have here, I think it's the one with the bicycles, turn off all zoning, toggle zoning right here, upgrade to a road with no zoning, grab a different road now, turn zoning back on, and then simply come in here, draw your road just like this so it lines up nicely with your avenue, and then all we have to do is zone some buildings, and these will now not spawn on the avenue road but on this little road, and the avenue will have the back of the building facing it, which means it still looks kind of cool, but no deliveries will be made here. So now we have the avenue road, which does look busy, but the entrance to the buildings is right here. And as you can see, deliveries are made through this side road. So that is really cool. I do sometimes like this look here, kind of industrial vibes going here, but sometimes you have these where there's parking lots and it just makes sense. It just feels like it was supposed to be there. Oh, we got another delivery going here. Now it would have blocked traffic, but no, the arterial road is free for traffic to move along. One more thing we can do if we don't want to toggle the zoning squares off, simply go to the landscaping, grab a pedestrian walking path, come in here and follow along with this road. And now grab our little side road here and do the exact same thing. Look where it kind of meets the pedestrian pathway. There we go. And now all we need to do is come in here and zone And we'll have basically the same effect, but it looks way cooler with this pedestrian path on the side. Now, another thing, of course, we have this gap here. What we can also do, grab one of the fences that we have, just come through here, put in a fence, so it sort of looks a bit more realistic. Nobody can walk across here, maybe. You want that kind of vibe going in your city. I think this is great to keep your arterials free of buildings, of deliveries, but they also look busy because the buildings are facing the road, sort of, even if the front of the building is on a side road. You can, of course, take that even further with planting some trees, so just put that walking path a bit further back, and then you have these gaps. Some of my favorite things to do. Some of you point out in the comments. I love that. I think this looks great, especially driving along this Avenue Road. It looks really amazing. And once you connect everything up and people actually use the pedestrian walking path, this will be truly amazing. And now something that ties in with the last tip, sort of. Sometimes we have these highways in our city and it looks okay. I mean, I did some decorating in the middle, but then we have this look and it just feels like something is missing. So all we need to do is add some fencing around the side. With the new update of the race day, we can simply do that by one click. I love this update. It's a game changer, literally. It's so great. And I used the race day, the metal race barrier fence for this. And now what I like to do at times is have a look what kind of trees are on the map. So we have the little sapling. We have this huge tree. What is it called? The oak tree, I think. That's the oak tree. Yeah, we have the chestnut. And I believe we have this little one right here. Yep. So what I like to do, and this is already very dominant on this map, is grab some of the trees that are already on the map, randomly place them along the side, sometimes double them, sometimes triple them, sometimes just a single little tree, sometimes maybe even more, maybe one on the outsides here. And there we go. Now I'll grab the next tree. We said the little saplings here as well. Put some of these in here, go back now, grab a different tree. Let's get the oak tree next. And then finally the chestnut tree. And now look at that difference for the highway. It was not much. It took like a minute. This looks so good. I feel like in terms of the before and after, wow. And you can up the density. You can take the density down. You don't need to put these many trees in here. But this is something I like to do. And this is very prominent on this map already. So I definitely, of course, took inspiration from Sedai here, the map maker here. And I just think it makes all the difference. And of course, that will go for all roads as well. If you have these roads here, just leave some of the trees, go along the trees, or plant your own trees that run alongside the roads. And then do the trick that we said before with the buildings being on the back side of this arterial road, on a side road. Level up your city's looks with this tip for sure. So sometimes I just want to spice up the vanilla buildings a little bit. So what I'm going to do here, I want to grab the community pool right here, place that right here. That looks really good. Now this building is cool looking on its own, but we can even spice that up. Now the hitbox for this city skylines can be a bit odd sometimes. So let's come in here, grab, I don't know, what do we grab? Let's grab the yakisoba food stall. And we're like, you know what? We want to place some food here. Okay, how far can we go? Look at how far you can glitch that into the building before it says space occupied. This is halfway in there. Boom, there we go. And it looks like it is part of this building. This is really great. Let's put in a soda stand in here as well, as if it's part of the building. It is so great. What else do we have? The gazebo. Oh yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be there? Okay, you have to be aware of where you place things because there's a fence, of course. Look at how far you can go in. Okay, let's do something more realistic that doesn't look like it's not meant to be in there. All right, the barbecue, the grill, right? Boom, look at that. It's on the side of the road. It looks as if it was meant to be a news stand in here. You could flip that around and make it look as if it is on the inside, sort of. I mean, close, but you get the idea. So I think that is really cool. We can clip these props into buildings. All right, you can do some really cool stuff in City Skylines. Now, obviously, all the buildings need road access, and what I like to do sometimes you can kind of find a sweet spot here, because usually when you draw a road, you would draw it like this. This would be the closest that you can get. Sometimes, however, you can find a little spot, depending on how your camera is angled, and you can be right next to the road. Wow, that looks really good. You can do some really cool stuff like that. And then grab your building. Let's just grab a fire station here. Okay, this is cool, but check it out. It's still connected. It still is connected to the road. That is, even if there's no road, it's a 2-tile gap. Now we can place a building here. We can come in here. We can place well, you know what? Why not a metro stop in here? I mean, does it make a ton of sense for a car wash to be here and a metro station right in front of the fireplace? No, it does not. But hey, it is something really cool. I think it lines up pretty good too. It is really great. We could do different stuff as well with some cracked asphalt and the tire marks here, which was really cool just now because the fire truck actually used it. Kind of cool what you can do with this little trick. Something that can be really annoying is the pillars of bridges. So we have a bridge right here and we're deciding like, okay, you know what? Let's get another bridge going. We want it super close to the original one. Oh yeah, this doesn't look good at all. The pillars are not lined up. So what I suggest you do is just simply go from node to node. So we're going to go to this node right here, and then we're going to go and just line up the pillars like that. And look at that, easy as pie. So just keep in mind, if you are going for this super great lineup here, that you need to draw your bridges from node to node, and that also counts for pedestrian overpasses as well. So when we draw it like this, and then we're going to go out to like so. The pillars are not lined up, of course. Now, it's not a big deal, of course, but sometimes, you know, you just want that extra bit of symmetry going in your city. So all you have to do is go from node to node, or be sure to line up 2 nodes at the start when you draw the bridges. I think this is really cool. It does make a big difference overall. Like usually you play the game like this from this top-down view, but sometimes, you know, you go around, you zoom around, you get in a bit closer, and then you can obviously line up your pillars to make that view even more pleasant for the eyes. In order to not have too many ground level crossings, I love to sink my rails into the ground a tad bit, not tunnel them, but sink them into the ground, because I do appreciate the visuals a lot, specifically in industry areas. Now, of course, you can run your roads over the rails, easy peasy, not a big problem. You can still see the network. Now, of course, if you are going for realism, then you might think, well, Flyvox, the rails are usually first in a city before everything else develops. Not a problem. What I also like to do then at times, take the road underneath the rails. Draw a little trench, and we'll do the exact same thing, just the other way around. Drop the elevation step all the way, raise it up by the slightest click, see how far you can go out, play around with that before the network wants to start snapping to the road again. So now we could technically say, okay, the rails were here first, and the city carved out, or when the city developed, it carved this out for the road. Now, obviously, you could make this a lot smoother and not have it be such a dip. Of course, you wouldn't have a bridge and then a dip in the road here, but that's also something you can do. I love how the pillars shine through here. That looks really cool. Other than that, I totally love these visuals here, and you can decorate these edges with rocks, foliage, and trees as well. Now let me know down in the comments, do you plan to use some of these tips in your own city when building in City Skylines? Now before we end things off, I want to give a quick but huge shout outs to all my YouTube members. Thank you so much for that amazing support. I really appreciate it. Special shout outs go to Serhi the Guy, John Penn, Call Chris Ross, Matty Valdez, Zexanal, Jata the Jin, Pulatau, Turofia, Kitty Claude, and Mishoiga. Thank you so much for going above and beyond with the support. I really appreciate it. And now everyone, if you want to see some really chill city building, highly recommend King's Peak, our series where we build a city from start to finish right here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and please stay safe out there. Bye now.